Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mindless Dominion, and today I'm here. I'm in a creeper. This thing, I found it on the workshop, and I was like, hey, this thing is missing just one thing, and that is the ability to actually explode. So if I press X, it completely combusts using a new block added to the game called the Z4 explosive bolts, which these things, and they make a lot of damage. You can damage other people with them. So yeah, I made a creeper that can go actually kill people in multiplayer. Let's see if I can creeper this little target here, huh? Get ready to get creepered. Boom! Get deadified. Oh, there's nothing left of that guy. Wow. Wait, hang on. You've just built your brand new house in Minecraft. What is the worst thing that you would want to happen to your brand new house? Uh-oh, here comes the massive creeper. Oof. Blows a massive hole in the front of your house. Oh, that feeling. Oh my gosh. Oof. Oh man, luckily we're not playing Minecraft. Alright, but today I'm not here to do this. I'm not going to do it with my intro as I'm doing in it. I might play Gario one day for my intro just because I never do what I'm doing in my intro for my actual video. No, today I am here to showcase my Air Force again. I showcased it an incredibly long time ago. It was like the first video I ever made. And then I couldn't figure out how to edit it properly. And so my aircraft carrier video actually ended up being the first video I made. But the other one was the first one. The first one I truly did make. It's just I was having problems exporting it. I don't know, let's start off with some ACI crap going on in here. So the ACI, Aerial Combat Interceptor, it's gone through a lot, man. This plane is historic to the Mindless Dominion, my little kingdom that I run. It is decently maneuverable. It used to be like the best plane in my thing, and now it's not, which is kind of sad to see it go. You know what? It had its run, you know? ACI, the one that I showed in my last Air Force video was the very first one, the ACI, just ACI. There's nothing special about this one, yep. This bad boy, you remember this bad boy? Yeah, well this bad boy, I decided one day I didn't like it and I wanted to update it. So I made the ACI G2, which was updated. It elevated that thing, added more stuff, added more batteries, added Hawkeye for armor to rear missile batteries exploding, and it used for Venture things instead of shield and a GSO shield. And then I made different versions of it. You see V2 drop tank, and eventually I made this one, which worked out the best for dogfighting because it uses the avalanche missiles, so yeah. Then I eventually went on and made the G3. The G3 changed the wings to make it more maneuverable, and to make it so that way it would die less easily. And there's the G3 V2, which swaps up some of the wings for GSO wings, so they're a tad bit more durable than Venture wings. Then I just made this today, the G4. I think today. I don't know, today's been a long day for me. The G4 essentially, it adds these Venture the shields to make it a tad bit more you're immune to explosion damage. And then you can control the shields right here. You don't want no shields, no extra power loss, just gone. Just have your good old-fashioned repair bubbles. Turn it back on, they'll pop back on in a couple seconds, and you'll be good to go. It uses this thing right here instead of the other ones that I was using, the big landing gears, because it's lighter, so it makes it go faster. I increased the armor back here to make it, you know, cover more stuff, so that way, you know, if you get slammed by a missile, it's not hitting straight to your hard components that you don't want dying. Just blasts off a little bit of armor, you know. So the ACI, this version, has a 4-second turning speed. That means that if I were to turn it, it would take exactly 4 seconds to do it. So you ready? 3, 2, 1. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, boom. And it turned a tad bit too late because I pressed, there's a delay between S and the actual game, but it's about 4 Mississippi. And that's actually pretty maneuverable. Most real life planes have like turning times of 26. So if you remove that thing, you can put it into multiplayer and go kill some people with it, and you will be very successful with it. I have not died once in this thing versus other people in dogfights in multiplayer. So you can go do that. Oh yeah, also I'm gonna have to remove that thing, replace it with like a better future block. And there's the ACI, the updated version of the Aki. Alright, next up. So, ACI is pretty speedy. It goes at 121 flat, I believe. But I decided one day that I wanted a faster plane. So I made the HSI, which stands for High Speed Interceptor. And the High Speed Interceptor, it's this thing. It's very, very fast. It's very, very nimble and maneuverable. And just like the ACI had a 4-second turn speed, this thing has a 3-second turn speed. Watch this. I mean, look at that. It's crazy maneuverable. It can outmaneuver. You see these avalanche missile launchers? Yeah, it can outmaneuver one of those missiles, and they're like the most maneuverable things in the world. So, like, look at those things. They just go down, 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 dead, down. And then watch its turn time. You ready? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, boom, flat again. 3 Mississippi turn speed. So this thing it's actually pretty durable. You would think that like a pure adventure plane like this would not be able to stand up to stuff like cruise missiles, but I've gone to the end of this chain over there and, you know, went to the cruise missiles, and I've gotten slammed by them, and been just fine, not even losing like a single block. Here's the missile ones. Alright, let's get killed by them. Boom, boom. Boom, there we go. Okay, I lost my tail wing, but fun fact, this thing is actually so darn fast it doesn't need a tail wing to fly. It can fly just fine without a tail wing. It is quite beautiful. I love that about this plane. So yeah, as you can see, I just got hit by a cruise missile there. Totally fine. Thing is repairing itself. But I decided one day, today, that I wanted to make this plane better. I wanted to make it more durable. I wanted to make it faster, and so I went and I made the Ace HSI 2. HSI 2, just like the ACI, I gave it shields, so it protects the wings from, you know, stuff. It's still very fast. The other one goes at 131 flat, I believe. This one goes at 131 flat. I forget what the other one goes at. This thing has less swing to it, which swing, you know, in the other one, if you like let go, it, you know, keeps turning after a while. That's what swing is. This one has a lot less swing. It's more immediate stop the second you let go of the controls, which is good, because swing is bad when you're taking damage. This one has less swing. This one has like a 3.1 second turn speed. So ready? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and a little bit more than that. So like 3.1, 3.2. Still pretty maneuverable though. And it's lost no maneuverability for the advantages it's had. So it has better battery life. This version has more durability, as obviously I have shields on here to make the explosions not explode as close in. You can toggle the shields just like on the ACI. You toggle the shields. Well, you can toggle the shields on this one. Just swap that real quick. Yeah, just like that. I don't know. There's other stuff on this one. I forgot. I forgot what I've done to it. All I know is that it's a lot better. I did a lot of things to make it a lot better. Oh yes, it has an extra pair of wings right there, so in case you actually do lose like that wing in combat, you'll have another set right there, so it's not going to be as bad of a loss. Boom, that's the HSI. Let's go to another plane. One plane that I have currently been working on quite a lot is the Death Throne. You've seen this on the workshop. It got front page one time, the 125 did. I updated it to the 126 version. The serial number is now 126. Now this thing, a lot of you have been struggling to understand what the heck this is. You see that's a Death Throne 126, it's the VGF. What the heck does that stand for? VGF is an acronym for acronyms. It stands for VTOL Gap Fighter. And VTOL stands for Vertical Takeoff and Landing and all of that. GAP stands for Ground Assault Plane Fighter. So it's a VTOL Ground Assault Plane Fighter. It's a crazy acronym within an acronym. Acronyms, acroception. You might have taken notice of that first V in there. VTOL. This thing has a VTOL. It don't look like a VTOL to me. Well, if you take a look down here, jump jet. You know it's a jump jet? You know those Harriers? Yeah, that's basically what this thing does. And wait till it charges up. That's good. You press control or whatever your boost key is. It takes off vertically. Landing gear pops up. Whenever you're at the altitude you want to be at, just tilt forward a little bit and zoom. Go fly away. Assault ground things. So this thing, ground assault plane does not do, it's not the proper name for this. This is a dive bomber is what it is, guys. It has air brakes to slow your dive down so you can get like 3 rounds of cruise missiles in on a guy. Let's dive bomb this guy, huh? Boom. That's 1. We don't really need another one. 2. We're not gonna get another one. Shoot, okay. That didn't work, did it? I did not properly get away from that turret pool. But yeah, the whole point of like all of these weapons right here, they're supposed to be for when you're dive bombing, you know? So it's got 2 better feature miniguns, one on the top and one on the bottom. It's got these lasers right here for just stuff. It's got these two for when you're dive bombing. And then these things are for any aircraft that get behind you. You leave a nasty trail of high damage lasers behind you. So let's dive the missile turret, huh? Get up some nice good altitude. Land forward. Boom. There goes one. Oh, that was easy. Gosh darn, I need a better target. I need to go. Let's try the brick, huh? Gosh darn, this thing's too OP. It has 10 cruise missiles. 10 cruise missiles, and they're all Venture Bubble healed. So, you're good. Alright. Boom. Let's see how many we can get off on this one. On this dive bomb. Yep, the miniguns are attacking it. And that is what those weapons are for. And when you want to pull out a dive bomb, just activate your thrusters and then pull up as well. Press S. Do whatever, all of that. And you'll pull out just fine. This thing is not the bestest at turning. And yeah. There's a couple less features on this thing. It can actually land as well. It's not just a VTOL. It's a VTOL. It's a VTOL. It can land. So you just wait till to come to stop, and then boom, vertical landing. And one last feature is if this thing has taken a lot of damage and you're about to die, and you know everything's combusting, press X. Ba-doom. The thing will pop out, and if you're above high in the atmosphere, you'll just fall out. So then you'll have a little ejector seat, which is pretty cool in my opinion. I like that part about it. And I've actually used it in multiplayer to not die. Alright, next up, we got the Intercool. This is a brand new thing that I made maybe not too long ago. This is recent. This is a plane that uses anti-gravity. That's a contradictory statement, Mindless. Planes don't use anti-gravity, they use lift. Well, I thought to myself, wait, hang on a second. What if this thing used anti-gravity for main combat mechanics, and then had a set of wings for emergency landings once your powers run out? So this thing, it works a lot better as an anti-grav fighter. You know, it's much more maneuverable and all of that, but it can also work as a plane. And you just got a control block right there. Boom, plane mode. Let's kill the brick. Shoot. This thing is not maneuverable when it's in plane mode though. So just like the Desterine, the Intercool has these things right there to leave a nasty surprise for anybody that gets on your tail. And this is a dogfighter. It's not a ground assault plane. Please don't use it as a ground assault plane. Don't assault things on the ground, only assault dogfighters, because it doesn't have a lot of weapons. It has 4 of the Hawkeye Seeker missiles, and 2 of these things, and then it has a bunch of lasers for the back, and a couple of lasers for the front. So take that as you will. That's the weapons on this bad boy. I think next up should be another anti-grav vehicle that many of you have seen from my Yaten building videos, the Servath. Now the Servath in the Yaten building videos was much less maneuverable than this one. I updated it so that way it wasn't as totally immaneuverable, because that was ridiculous. I don't know if you guys remembered that. Yeah, see, there you go. I don't know, I was having problems with yesterday. Ah, no, I need to go down key. This is not acceptable. That was so annoying to dock because it's so hard to turn and all of that. I made it much more maneuverable, don't worry. You don't have to worry about that anymore. It's basically a floating battery with a bunch of guns on it. The entirety of the innards here is pretty much just batteries covered up in cool looking Better Future stuff. So yeah, it's just a floating battery. Servath stands for Short Range Voidal Fighter Craft, which means it's meant to fight in the void of space. It's a space fighter that can come down to the atmosphere. It's kind of the lore behind it. And I mean, it looks like a space fighter. It's got pure ion engines. I'm not using a single propeller on here. Well, I am. I snuck it away down in front of this thing just to balance out the thrust. But shh, you have to tell anyone. Yeah, it's a spacecraft that's meant for, it goes down to Earth. Next up in Mindless's lovely Air Force would be the Recurrence. Is an AI bomber. The A-gap stands for Autonomous Ground Assault Plane. It is something that just flies above your world and then just unleashes hell onto you. It actually works as an enemy too. The enemy will fly this, and it is actually quite scary when it flies this. Because it does not crash into the ground. You will not crash this thing easily. It's got shields if I were to power it up, and it will just fly above you and just delete you with these things right here. It's got these things for in case you try and shoot it down with a plane. You know, it's got a couple anti-air guns, which will probably not be of use, but you know what, they look cool. But yeah, just to show you that this thing actually does fly itself, we'll get into that. let's turn it to guard mode, so it'll just fly about above, and it'll eventually, come on, come back. Oh, there we go. Yeah, how you doing, bud? Hi, hello. Time to fight you. Oh, jeez. I just took a bunch of missiles to the face. Alright, come here, bud. Alright, let's kill him. Let's finish this guy off. Oh, jeez. Hi. Giving me a hug there, bud. Dead enough. Pretty much dead. Today is Easter, and I have a big pile of chocolate left next to me. That's what's getting me up at night. It's 8:14 p.m. de la noche. Alright, next up on my Air Force video is not actually an Air Force tech. This is instead an Air Force kind of maneuver arounder. It is called the Roken Shield. You may have seen it. It's on the workshop currently as like one of the most popular techs, which is it's just most popular is just calculated on how many people click on it, but it is my aircraft carrier that I took forever to build. It took like 3 episodes to build this thing, and then even after that, it took forever to finally finish it off. And there's a lot of features on this, so there's a lot of features on this. A lot of that I haven't even like mentioned on my YouTube channel when I was building this, just because so much. Alright, so the Roken Shield. Yeah, the first thing you should probably do is press X because it's a massive multi-tech. It's got 7 AI missile turrets that cover every possible angle that something could attack you. It's got 2 anti-air turrets right there to cover the skies. It's got 1 back there to kind of cover right here. 1 right there to kind of cover this area. It's got 1 right up in there to cover the front area. It's got another 1 right there to cover this front area. It's got 1 right here to cover this area, and that's pretty much everywhere. It's got a spinning radar dish. It's my favorite part about it is this got this guy up here who just spins around all day. He will eventually stop spinning because my computer's kind of laggy because it has the best processor, but that'll happen. It's got a working elevator. You want to get stuff from this hangar down here, this massive hangar underneath the thing. Yeah, you just take control of this. You press shift, and then once you're at the top, put the locking thing in there. Boom, there you go. If you really want to, you can put this block right there to make it so that way there's like a seamless gap between there. But you don't need to, it's just for decoration. Down here we have a little mining drone that can go out and collect fuel for you. Yeah, this thing can just go out and collect fuel for you. So in order to get him out, you just put that up there. You take this guy out. You go collect your fuel, whether it be wood or, I don't know, oleite or carbide. You just collect it, you bring it back, you drop it off right there, and once you're done, you just go into the build beam, roll this guy right up the ramp back into his bay, and take that and put it back down there. And he'll never fall out. I've train tested this a lot. It doesn't fall. And one of the most prominent things about this thing is its anti-tree defense. Look at that. It's just lightsabers and flamethrowers everywhere. It even protects the elevator too if you have it like down, which you should have it down, because then there's a massive hole there in your hangar. So there's a fuel engine back there. I don't know if you could tell because I have a fuel miner. There's a fuel engine back here. Yeah, it sucks up all the fuel, puts it through these 8 mobile furnace engines, and it'll spit out anything that's not fuel over to this section over here, in which it refines it and then sells it. It's very, very good. Oh yeah, and there's a pacemaker right there if you really need it. Right here, you got some controls for your repair bubbles and shields. Just turn that off if you don't run shields, that off if you don't want repair bubbles. I don't know why you turn either one of those off. It takes forever to get them up in the first place. The one in the workshop sadly does not have this sky anchor right here. This version does, but the one in the workshop doesn't. It only has these 2 anchors right here, which is very hard to anchor. Once you find a spot to anchor, you're probably going to stay there for a while. And it has like, I don't know, a good 40 or 50 solar panels on it. I can actually check that. So, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. 78. No, I lied. It was 78 solar panels. Okay, so yeah, this thing will be able to charge really quick once all of the solar panels are up and running. Yeah, it's got 105 Geocore batteries. That is ridiculous. 6 Hawkeye batteries. And it needs them. It needs those batteries really badly. It's got 59 of these and 33 of these. That's ridiculous, guys. Luckily, it has this mobile furnace engine, so you know, if you can eat the trees that you see as you're going along your merry way. eat the trees and the fuel that you find in the world. Up here on the top deck has got a landing platform for 2 of my planes, which I have linked into the description of the Roken Shield. In fact, it's recommended that you subscribe to them when you subscribe to the Roken Shield. Those 2 planes are, okay, we got the Gap 394C. This is another ground assault plane. There's 3 ground assault planes you've seen so far: an autonomous one, a dive bomber, and this one. Now this one, I swear to God, it's my most favorite plane ever. In multiplayer, people cannot take me down when I'm in this thing. Like, I'll go and I'll get into this thing and I'll go killing people, and then they'll try to get their dogfighters to kill me. And it's got these like anti-air missiles right there, so they can't kill me. And I'll just be up in the air, sitting there for like 2 days, just killing people with my thing. So this stores this right up here on the top deck, right in, oh gosh, why have you, yeah, I'm kind of missing that thing. Don't know when it got lost, but it's lost. Just place that right there. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. In fact, I'm going to save that now. But yeah, this thing will not fall off when you're going about your merry adventures in the Roken Shield. It'll just stay up here. Alright, so let's just take off real quick. But yeah, this thing, it's pretty dang deadly. It's got 10 cruise missiles, just like the Death 3. It's got 18 Hawkeye batteries. It's got these 2 Hawkeye Battleship Mark III cannons on it. It's meant to more go down at a diagonal angle and go like that, boom, fly away. It's more of a strike weapon than a prolonged weapon like the Death 3. The Death 3 kind of dives for forever and then, you know, slowly kills its payload. This thing is meant to just be, it's just, hey you, I don't like you, die. So yeah, that's this. Anyways, enough about this. Let's get on to the whatchamacallit, the drone, the Pelican assault drone. Pelican 84. I reviewed this in my original video too. You kind of had to dive with that version in order to make it so that way the cruise missiles properly worked. This version, you don't have to do that. All you gotta do is, hey, target, go fashoom, bam, you know, just like that. It's got a little shield bubble, or repair bubble too. It's got 2 Venture batteries and 1 GSO battery. That's not gonna last you too long. So, you know, I put this down there so you can turn off and turn it on back when you need it. So, yeah. And I mean, this thing is not supposed to get into combat at all. It's supposed to like fly above a battlefield and take out, you know, easy to kill targets. This is just a cheap little assault drone. It's not worth much. So that way you're not, you know, you're not sending one of your big expensive planes out to kill something that could be killed with something of the size. Because, you know, you don't want to send out from your Roken Shield, you want to send out the big gaps, the ground assault planes, you know, if you're just trying to take out a little turret somewhere. So that's why this thing has these things. They're just little long-range strike things. Taking out light targets, and they fit in just like that. And then there's another one up at the front, right there, in which you can fit 2 of them. So you can fit 2 gaps, 2 other things. That's it. Yeah, good. Boom. Then of course the Roken Shield has the helipad right there. Alright, let's find something else to review. The Satharan. The Satharan is a heavy fighter, as I have called it. It is a fighter that is not just meant for being a fighter. It's more of a heavy duty, I'm gonna kill you now fighter. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, it's got 3 of these things. It's got a Hawkeye thing in it, shield bubble. It's got 18 of these batteries, of the Hawkeye batteries. It's got 5 Venture repair bubbles and a Hawkeye repair bubble. So yeah, it's pretty dang sturdy. It can fit in the Roken Shield's hangar down there, and it's meant to kind of work alongside the other smaller dog fighters like the ACI, because you know these things are deadly against dog fighters. Against little fighter planes, these GSO missiles, they have high impact damage. They'll just knock blocks off like no tomorrow. And so that's basically what this thing is for. In there in the middle of your little fighter dog fight, blowing up little planes. I mean, it's also useful against bombers and stuff, but I think you might want to get a gap for a bomber. Okay, so there is one last plane that is meant to fit inside of that. It is the heck. I don't know. I forget what it's called. The Rack-P. Yes. It's got 6 cruise missiles. It's basically a miniature gap. It's a ground assault plane. Again, I like ground assault planes. It is very immaneuverable. It's extraordinarily immaneuverable. And why is there such a small little thing in it? Where's the rest of the repair bubbles? Something's up. This ain't right. There should be another repair bubble. Why is it so small? It should have more. It did have more at one point. I am almost 100% certain of that. Let's check out my VTOLs now, huh? My helichoppers. So Mindless Dominion has, or at least my part of the Mindless Dominion, has 2 helicopters. The Sondala. The Sondala is a... Oh my gosh, please stop it, Sonic. The Sondala is a heavy attack copter. It's meant to be up in there in the battle, you know, taking hits, dealing hits of its own. It's an in-combat helicopter, which you don't see much of. Most helicopters nowadays, they kind of just hang back and, you know, long-range missile strike them, which is a pretty valid tactic, as you will see in a couple of seconds. But yeah, the Sondala's got that minigun right there. It's got the triple missiles on each side. It's got shields and stuff to it too. I'm just too lazy to charge it up to show it off. This thing can take an absolute bruising. Back when the megatons weren't super nerfed, I have been slammed in the side with like a good 8 of them. But the things inside didn't blow up, and I was just shocked at how much this thing could take. It was beaten up to all heck and back, but if you need yourself a good, reliable thing, the Sondala's got you covered, my man. You don't need to look no further than the Sondala. Although it is pretty big, so you might need to look a tad bit further if you're looking for something small. Next, let's look at the Bullion C-Tab. Bullion? Where's the T? Oh, gosh darn, I'm a noob. This is the Bullet C-Tab. C-Tab stands for Central Thrust Assault VTOL. It's called Central Thrust for a reason, because it's a helicopter, except that yes, you pushed all of the rotors down into the middle, and then the rest kind of like spread apart. I don't know, I like to call this the Flying Spaghetti-O, because it's just a ring that flies and shoots you. It's much faster than the Sondala though. It gets up to like a good 80 miles per hour, I think, or something. I don't know. Now that tactic I was talking about earlier, just sitting back and shooting things from far away, that's what this thing is for. Ah, you can't shoot me, I'm too high. Get wrecked, noob. Eat cruise missiles, stupid face. Get wrecked, killed. It's got these things in case something does get close, you know, you can shoot it. It's got these nice big old things. It's perfectly balanced too. It's very nicely balanced. It's got the 4 hover bugs in each corner, and yeah, that's the Bullion C-Tab. Bandster. The Bandster is a bomber. You saw it in my building video. Yeah, the bomber plane. That thing, I remember you. Says people who have watched my channel before. It's a World War II style bomber. I mean, it's got the triple props, or quadruple, quintuple actually, quintuple. Yeah, it's got the EXP propellers up in there, and it's got the EXP bombs down here. So it is an EXP bomber. It's got 12 bombs, so it can flatten city. It's got rear defense missiles in case planes ever decide to give you trouble up here. It's got a couple of cannons. It's got 4 miniguns, so in case you do feel like taking a poke at something, aiming your nose down for once, then yeah, you can go do that. So actually, let's just go kill all the R&D test chamber turrets. I may want to warn you, by the way, this thing is one of the most immaneuverable things I have in my entire arsenal. It's very, very slow to turn. But, I mean, it's a bomber. It's meant to just be super high and never get hit in the first place, so it doesn't need to be maneuverable. Get deleted, you freaking noobs. Noob scrubs. And you can just go like this, and it can pretty much kill anything. Yep, there it goes. Goes the last thing. And I don't think it stalls. Let's see if it stalls. Yep, you are good. Good to go. Oh, right. Oh, I can't move. What's happening? Come on, I'm pressing W. Go down sideways, like there we go. That's how you do it properly. The Leonize, right? The thing that carries stuff. That's a pretty cool thing. I got the G3 up and running, and yeah, it is the big good old Leonize. It's the exact same, except it's got solar panels and stuff, so it can charge itself. It's got its own control scheme called HWAT. Q and E will roll ya real quick. W and S will also roll ya real quick. If you let go, it's got those things, the things to make you stop turning. A and D will turn you that way. It's still got its 4 miniguns there, and there. It's got 2 little missile pods. Good old Leonize. This one has more hover bugs than the first one, so it can lift more weight. And actually what I'm going to end up doing is before I release this to the workshop, I'm going to give it toggleable anti-grav. I'm going to put a little anti-grav thing right in there. and you can just control if you have anti-grav or not to make yourself even more light. So that way you can, carry even more stuff. Now this thing, you see the massive hook. Well, how do you use it? Mindless. This thing is very hard to pick up stuff with in the HWAT mode. It takes a real professional to get it. Yep, there it goes. No, pulls. It was very hard to do it in the first place, and then this update came out, which makes it super swangy and maneuverable, and now it's even more hard to do it. So, I made myself a separate control scheme. You can change the control scheme by going to pickup mode in here, or press C. I like pressing C, it's easier. It changes the controls. So W will, instead of rolling you forward, it'll just make you try and go straight forward, accelerate, no rolling. S will make it go straight back, no rolling. And here's the weird part that people struggle with to grasp, is that A and D are left and right. They're direct left and right, they're not turning. So what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to go into your HWAT mode, kind of get close up to your target where you want to be, and then switch over to pickup mode. And then you can use, control and shift or lift up and down, so you just get nice and close, accelerate forward, use A and D to get it back and forth just right. I'm too high. Let's go. Come on. Getting close. Getting closer. Getting closest. Boom! And then the second you get that switch back over to HWAT, and you got yourself a Brick Mark II hooked onto there, right? Real good. It takes a while to get some altitude with this, carrying this. It's at the limit of what it can carry. If you really did need to carry something like this, you'd be going real slow, but you know what? How do you drop stuff off at the Leonize? Real simple. You do nothing. The control computer it'll do that. There we go. Perfectly demonstrated. You just let go of the controls, let the Leonize level itself out, or level it out yourself. When it slowly kind of drops down, it's slightly back heavy, which makes it move slightly backwards, which makes that thing come backwards as you see right now, and it'll just perfectly drop it off. No user manual control required. Alright, Leonize, good, gone. So I believe that is all that is really in my Airforce at the moment. There's probably some stuff that I'm forgetting. I have a very, 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 very large tech arsenal. I need to go through and clean some of the old stuff out. But that is, for the most part, all of it. I think that's it. Oh wait, no it's not. What about the Navy, huh? Mindless Dominion does have a Navy. It's currently consisting of mostly, Mavericks, Maverick Armored Assault Carriers. But we're now starting to create these things. They're little corvettes that are meant to take down fighters. Anti-fighter corvette. It's got all of these guns on the side to just create a spray of bullets for any incoming things. More on that side, it's got missiles, and missiles, and missiles, and missiles, and missiles, and more missiles, and more missiles. All sorts of anti-fighter missiles. On the front here, it's got 5 railguns, so you might have a decent chance of actually knocking off a wing with them, But they're cheap, and I need something to put up here other than missiles, because I don't like missile spamming too much. Expensive and explosive. That's why you don't missile spam. Up here on the front, because this thing's kind of meant to work on a fleet, You have your other bigger ships that are going about, and they're getting attacked by fighters and bombers, and they're trying to fend them off, but they can't do it because they're focusing on the big ships. So you have these guys about. They're keeping away the swarms of fighters, and I can tell you from experience. In multiplayer, I've gone into this multiplayer many times to test this thing out and make sure it's all working perfectly. It is hard to take down this thing in a fighter. There are not many planes, even like big old bomber planes, that can take this thing down. It's rugged and tough. Once the shields do go down, though, you might want to consider bailing out. It's very, very good for its low cost of, look at that, 2.6 million. Let's look for comparison at the some old big battleship like the Coalition, the battleship I'm building. 9 million. Let's take a look at the Roken Shield, huh? 8.4 million. These things are expensive, boys. And I mean, I keep my stuff cheap. Those are cheap spaceships compared to what some other people have done. This is nothing at 2.6 million. It is a very cheap Corvette that works well as a support ship. You might have noticed that not a lot of heavy weaponry on here, not a lot of cruise missiles, only a couple here and there for at least being able to do some damage. The heavy weaponry is up here at the front. It's got 4 battleship cannons, along with a jackhammer from Geocorp, and these things. They're ramming weapons. Guys, if you're in this ship and your admiral says, hey, there's no more fighters left, come help us out. What you can help him out by doing is ramming some ship in the butt and giving him the good old ramming quadruple death thing of this. This can penetrate any amount of repair bubbles. I've tried. I've gone against Quackduck's Direwolf, and this thing just eats through it. It split the thing in half, actually. It was fully charged up, and I split it in half. It was so good. The jackhammer just kept going and chewing through the ship. And these things out on it was beautiful. Yeah, the Kriskip support corvette. Yeah, there you go. You can sky anchor it, and it has these triple BF solar panels that'll come out, and yeah. Oh, and also, by the way, I did set thrust to be on W, so when you press W, you'll get the thrust automatically. You don't have to press control separately to control your thrust. Shift and control are up and down. You might have to rebind them to page up and page down because I have my control scheme set up all weird and different from the average, so do what you want. I personally have it lift up on shift and lift down on control. Alright, so now let's take a look at some text that will soon to be joining the Mindless Dominion Airforce. The first up being a thing I've been done 2 episodes on and start recording a 3rd one, the Yakin. This thing will eventually be in the Mindless Dominion Navy. It is a big old massive multi-tech carrier thing. It's just so gosh darn laggy that I can't record it anymore while I'm building it because I gotta go into build beam and it drops. It's 19 FPS and after like a couple of seconds it'll drop down to next to no FPS at like 6 FPS. It's not good. So I will eventually get around to finishing the Yatin, but I need to first fix my lag problem. Next up, soon to be joining the Mindless Dominion Airforce / Fleet, is the long-awaited Coalition. I started working on this thing yonks ago. It's just so gosh darn big and so gosh darn laggy, It takes forever just to place a couple of blocks. It's not good. This is a battle cruiser. This would be the center of the Mindless Dominion fleets. Taking the hits, dealing the damages. It's got like 40-something cruise missiles on it. It's got a ridiculous amount of batteries. Let's take a look at the batteries. 91 of these batteries. Where's the other one? 37 of those batteries. We got 64 of those batteries. It's a lot of batteries. It's not as much as the Broken Shield, but I mean, it's not powering as much stuff either. I will probably try to make it a tad bit more energy efficient. Make the shield bubbles maybe into better future ones. Medium power drain. It's got some orbital bombardment capabilities. Enough firepower to make any computer lag. It's got it's got 10 forward firing cruise missiles. It's got like 10 cruise missiles, 10 or 12 going in each direction. And once I'm done with this back section, it'll have a couple of backwards going ones as well. It's got these cannons up here, which I keep forgetting to gosh darn fix. It's got a ridge back of 6 of these Zeus lasers. It's got a nice little bridge up here, a secondary bridge, kind of like the Providence class carriers, how they have the multiple bridges. It's kind of what I was going for when I made that. It's got all sorts of hovers. It can actually fly right now. It's just tad bit outdated. Alright, next up that will be coming to us soon, coming soon to a Mindless Dominion Airforce near you, is the whatchamacallit, Razione. Hate stands for heavily armored tactical enforcer, or heavy aerial tactical enforcer. So up here, I was planning on eventually having an anti-air gun. So this thing, what is it? What purpose does it serve? Currently, it serves as a hangar ship. It's got a nice hangar. It's got a door that doesn't work because it's old. Over here, you got the turrets. You got them with all the missiles, which are really, really good against medium techs, by the way. If anything uses GSO shields, it's not going to survive this thing. And for some reason, the turrets on this thing actually work. You know how multi-tech turrets never work? Well, these ones actually do work. Let's see what happens if I turn that into an enemy. This thing will turn to actually face it. Look, it's actually turning to face it. What's going on with that? This is illegal. I'm going to eventually improve these turrets so that way they can actually angle down. Because right now they can't really angle down. In fact, they still occasionally get stuck. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't get as stuck as much anymore, but still occasionally gets stuck. So I'm gonna work on them just a tad bit more, although they do work. So anyways, that's what those are gonna be for, but what's this gonna be for? Because I mentioned I was gonna replace the hanger. This thing is gonna be chock full with batteries. What this thing is gonna do is, you might have noticed by the name, Tactical Enforcer and the HATE acronym. This thing is not a combat vehicle as much as it is a support vehicle. It just flies above the battlefield. Hey, there's a tank over here that needs to be recharged. Oh, okay, Rationing away. You go fly over to the tank, and then, you know, the tank gets a recharge on its battery real quick. Any medium techs that try and come at this will get killed by these turrets. Any anti-aircraft that come at it will get killed by this anti-air turret that I'm going to have right there, which I think I'm going to use Venture missiles on a turret. Turrets on a turret, so it's not going to be able to miss. You are going to die if you come at this in an airplane. Alright, what else we got that's soon to be in the Air Force? There's a lot of them, I think. Aha! The shipyard. So, one of my solutions to the lag was to make a shipyard that was anchored, so that way I could, you know, maybe possibly have a thing that goes across. That way, instead of having to build beam on my super massive and super laggy ships like the Yaten and the Coalition, I could have them anchored under here in the middle, and then use this thing to build beam. And I could zoom into whatever part I need to build, and then boom. Yeah, brilliant solution to the lag. One problem, and there's a bug, and that is that this thing is broken. That part works just fine. You know, you have this thing that can go across the way. You know, there's this that goes left and right. So what this thing does is it's got an up and down like that, boom. Then you can build beam, go down here, and work on the bridge of the Coalition or something. Perfect, flawless plan. Great, except for the thing, which is when this thing gets detached from the main scaffolding. It for some reason dies. Watch this. Death. And for some reason this works. And here's how I know this is a bug. Look at that. That is a cab that is sitting there, not deployed. That is a block cab. I can't turn into it. I'm right clicking. And I have quadruple checked to make sure that there is like nothing that I'm missing that is keeping the blocks like this. It should work. All that time spent designing it. It's all gone. They're gone. I need to stop watching my videos. So once that bug is fixed, you will be able to have your own shipyard and your own thing. So if you're on a laggy computer like me, you will be able to build large ships, just like the rest of us professional terror tech builders. Well, I guess I am kind of going over the Mindless Dominion text. I might as well go over this thing, which is it is a ship made by Mindless. His name was very similar to mine, and so he was like, Mindless Dominion, heck yeah, that's like totally me. So this is a different Mindless Dominion tech, not made by me, made by a different Mindless Dominion member. You can become a Mindless Dominion member by joining on the forums, and then you'll be able to have your text posted into the Mindless Dominion, the Steam workshop group thing. Yeah, this is the Event Horizon. It's a massive battleship. It's truly impressive. It's a bit old, as you can see, because it's a tad bit imbalanced. This is currently our main ship that we're kind of defending ourselves with, since I can't get the Coalition built because my computer lags too much. Gosh darn it. And eventually, yeah, these will be joined by the Coalition and the other one, like the Yaten. But right now we're using these Event Horizons. I don't know what to say, I didn't build it, so it's hard to review it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed video, you should go get a Black Widow. I will see you guys next time, in which I will get the best high score on this ever. It'll be so high that you won't even be able to see it, because it'll just be like way up there. It'll be higher than the sun, than the moon. That moon over there, or planet, whatever it is. Heck, it's gonna be even higher in the sky than that. It's gonna be higher than even God himself. God's just gonna be looking up, hey, what's that thing that's higher than me? I thought no one was higher than me. It's my high score. Yeah, get wrecked, God. Goodbye.